The West Bank is more complex, I think.
Yes.
You seem like someone who's pretty, even though obviously you say you're biased, you seem like you're someone who is able to criticize Israel for things that it does wrong. What are your biggest critiques of Israel?
I'm able to, and I enjoy it at times as well, I'll be honest. Um, but I mean, I do it because I also always wanna see my country do better, and I think that
Right.
the job of journalists also is we're not there to be cheerleaders. We're there
Mhm.
to put us, shine a flashlight or put a spotlight onto a problem and get leaders to fix them. So definitely I've seen my career over 25 years now of this is what I'm supposed to do is to try to find those issues and lead people to ask questions and hopefully demand of our leadership to fix things. I mean, I'll tell you where my biggest criticism has always been is that we don't make big decisions.
Mm.
We have um I think sanctified to some extent. I don't know, that's probably not the right word, but we have like put up on a pedestal this idea of a status quo. And for many, many years, the Palestinian conflict has been there, right? It's not new. And yes, we tried the Oslo Accord and then that failed, and we tried the disengagement from Gaza and then that failed. But I'll take you back. I mean, when we pulled out of Gaza in '05, already in '06, we went back in for an operation. But we pulled out again. Then in '08, we went back in for operation. Pulled out. Then 2012, pulled out. 2014. And at no point did anyone say, hold on, we're doing this every year and a half or 2 years. Maybe let's think of something new to do, some other way of doing this. Like, is there another alternative? The same applies to the West Bank. We've been doing, everyone talks about the same ideas: two-state solution, one-state solution. We're not moving towards the two-state solution. And a one-state solution is the end of the Jewish state of Israel because it's the end of the Jewish majority in the state of Israel ultimately. Well, maybe not today, but demographically speaking, that's where we're going to go.
Yeah.
So if we want to keep this a state that is the Jewish state of Israel, and I know people have issues with that as well, I would like it to stay that way, then we need to find a way to disconnect and disengage from the Palestinians in the West Bank, give them some political horizon, path to self-determination, independence in one way or another. But we don't do that either. And there's things that we could do to help beef them and bolster them and beef them up. And we don't do that. So and I see this in many different places. I could talk to you internally within Israel. I'll give you two quick examples. Back in 1948, when Israel was established, David Ben-Gurion, who's our version of George Washington, right, our
Yep.
founding father, and our first prime minister, was approached by ultra-Orthodox rabbis. So these are the Jews who wear the black hats, beards, long black coats. I know if you're from New York originally, so people know the Hasidim. So these are
Yep.
like the Hasidic Jews. They get approached and they asked Ben-Gurion, they said, listen, we have these people who sit in yeshivas, which are these higher academies of Jewish studies. Let them be exempt from the army. You don't really need them. It's good that they can study. It's important.
Look at them. They
Right.
can't fight.
They can't fight. They're too frail and they've been sitting at reading books for too long. But let them have an exemption. And Ben-Gurion gave it to them. Back then it was 400 students.
Right.
Today, 60,000 have the exemption. Right. So they don't
That's
serve.
like a conflict.
That's right. And we're in a war where we don't have
Right.
enough soldiers. That's an issue that needs to be dealt with. And right now it's causing great division in Israeli society. Then there's the Israeli Arabs. Out of 10 million Israeli citizens, 2.3 million are Arabs. They're citizens just like myself. Same rights. But they don't serve in the military for the obvious reason, because they also have a Palestinian identity of sorts. Now, there were fears back years ago, and they came true, that during a big war, the Israeli Arabs within Israel, so those Arab citizens, would rise up and violently, potentially rise up against the state of Israel. It happened during a short operation against Hamas in 2021. There were riots in mixed cities. There were lynching of Jews, and then there were Jewish retaliation against the Arabs. It was terrible. And the feeling was that in a future war, it's going to be all over the country. And here's what I say. We've been in this war now for almost 2 years. I have not seen one riot. I have not seen one lynching. I have not seen one blocking of road by these 2.3 million Arabs. So that tells me, hold on, there's an opportunity here to do something big, to integrate them, this minority, even more into our country. Why are we not doing that? Why are we not reaching out as a government and trying to do more integration, more coexistence? Before the Palestinians, let's do it within our own country. And I don't have a good answer why it's not happening. So back to your question of where do I think we make the biggest mistake? It's missing these opportunities. It's not making decisions that can literally change the reality for this country.